I just realized I was fucking muted. I was saying that I'm fucking cold and I don't know as to why. That's all. We're just waiting on Dragon to come back. So, yeah. That's all. So we haven't really done anything in the past 2 Mondays. We've tried the first Monday. We tried something, failed. So then we just decided not to retry it the next Monday because his YouTube wasn't, well, working yet. He wasn't allowed to stream, so that was kind of funny. But today we have, we're reviewing an episode of the Bridgewater Triangle because, well, fucking, it's October, it's around Halloween. Tomorrow's Halloween. And tomorrow I will be doing a Halloween stream. So. Yeah. Kind of. I should probably see if I can. Damn it. It's not the one more. Wait, is it? I just had a host my YouTube stream. So, that's some actually original fucking. Whoa. Um, sorry, but no, thank you. I don't fucking can't do that in my channel. I own other channels, and I don't normally get a lot of this, but yeah, no, sorry. I just want to see what is he gonna say to that. I'm dead. Um, can I fucking? Oop, I don't even have his chat pulled up. God damn. Oh, you bastard. What? Oh, son of a bitch. I can't type in his chat on this account. Damn. I was hoping. God fucking damn it. What's this one, dude? Why is it like that? What the fuck? Oh, can I do Zoom on my phone? I don't like this new fucking YouTube bullshit. Yeah, fuck you. Jesus Christ. Fucking. What the fuck is this YouTube thing? I believe I have like so many tabs open right now. Okay, I not gonna ask. I feel weird. Jesus Christ, how long is it gonna take for Dragon to come back? It's like it feels like fucking mad forever. I don't know if he's paying attention to his.
I'm back with food.
Took you like fucking 5 hours. Just kidding. It
Excuse
did
me.
take you way too long, though.
I have burger and potatoes. Some left over.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Sure. Well, boys, I'm not paying attention to his YouTube chat, so. Yeah. Well, switch back. Fucking, I went to follow Viking on Twitch, and I went to type something, but he's got like some verifying thing, and it's like, God, boy, what the fuck? He wasn't paying attention to his YouTube chat, and now I gotta go back. Motherfucker. That sounds so weird. Uh, yeah, so I was just doing some things because I was waiting on you.
Well,
So,
I'm sorry, princess.
princess, the fuck?
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, it's wolf. Alright, no
What?
comment.
What are you doing?
I was trying to listen for his response to my comment, and then all he did really was just repeat my comment and then didn't say anything else because everything else was in freaking Norwegian. Like, motherfucker. Um, so, alright, we already have some fucking bot or spammer, whatever the fuck you wanna call it. I already timed them out on my Twitch side because they're like, "Oh, hey, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel, this and that." Yeah, no, you can go fuck yourself. Like, that's not happening. I'm gonna turn his ass down now. Excuse me.
Hmm.
Um, alright, so I already have the episode up. So I just gotta share me screen. I should probably mute his streams so we can't. So we can't fucking,
What's this?
hear it. What? Motherfucker. What is that every fucking time? You dumbass ads. I hate you.
Silver
There we go. No more
Smithton.
fucking closing.
Be nice to ads.
It's on me.
Someone had to make money.
Gotcha.
Hulu Plus Live TV, your favorite place to watch live TV.
I'm sorry, what?
As it's now. Whoa.
Died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home.
SelectQuote.com. Select Quote.
Well, there you have it. You could get lucky.
Jesus God! My ears!
Holy shit.
Hey, everybody, and welcome
I
back for
was
the
not
booze.
Welcome back to For the
prepared
Booze.
for
Oh, that's your
that.
line. Welcome for the booze.
For the booze.
For the booze. So what's going on, Megan?
Not a whole lot.
Well, that's informative.
Well,
Thanks.
we do have our staycation coming up. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. It's
And
been a long time. I swear I just talked to you 2 seconds ago. I guess it's for the
You
people.
did.
I guess it's for the people.
For the peeps.
Not real sure. But we have a pretty exciting episode. At least I'm excited
I am
because we're going back to Massachusetts. That's right, everybody. We're going back to where I'm from, and I'm super stoked about it. This is, again, I don't know how I always ended up living
Welcome back.
right near all
nerds.
this weird shit.
all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know.
It
I'm sorry.
never really dawned on
I'm
me
just
while I
happy
was
to be
there.
mood right
And
now.
now that we're doing this podcast, I'm like, holy
And
crap.
everything keeps coming back
It's
up.
insane.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
insane. But I mean, it makes a lot of sense because I had a lot of paranormal experiences up there. So it's not that shocking.
Yeah.
But
Was
I do have something that we're going to play.
I was going to ask, do we have something?
Well, we have two things tonight. We have another podcast promo I'd like to throw out there. This is the #1 show on Good Pods right now.
Nice.
And these people are awesome. They are super sweet. They are California to the bone. They drink because they work is their thing. So we're going to go ahead and check them out. And if you guys should all go listen to them. It's not paranormal, but hey,
yeah, if you like the sound of it, go check it out.
look, it's we all have to work.
Yes.
And I feel like we can all relate in the fact that work.
Hold on, I'm gonna
sucks.
pause it for a
It
minute.
does.
Now I feel bad that Ape is not here because freaking they were just talking about California shit, and he ain't here to hear that. Fuck.
No.
Poor Ape.
Mm.
Oh well. There's nothing I can really do about that, but I mean, I'm not really forcing him to be on here, really, because I know he's really busy, so.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back into it.
It does. Really does.
Totally sucks. But here we go.
Have you ever had a bad day at work?
If so, then the fuck
At FMWL Pod.
can't
Fuck
wait to hear
you,
It's not bad.
ads!
Some of them are crazy and fun, and but the point is that everybody
Bastards.
just has work stories.
That's
so
so cool.
if you want to hear other people's, go check them out. They are #1 on Good Pods for a reason. Go listen to them there. Give them 5 stars. They definitely deserve it. They're
Good
awesome
for you guys.
people.
That was an awesome little promo there.
Absolutely.
I like that.
It's funny. But on to the paranormal stuff. That's what we are here for.
Yes.
And we are actually going to start this off today. We have a story that was sent in from Pixie from Next on Stage 1 and Project Podcast. I've heard this story before. I know you haven't.
I have not.
I asked her to send this in because I thought it was such a good story
Okay.
that I was like, dude,
I don't know if it's the same Pixie that I fucking know, because I know a Pixie Storms. And it's a she, so the fuck? We both know Pixie, that's not terrifying. I don't know if it's the same Pixie, though.
No, a different
I
pixie.
have... it
Definitely a
has
different
to be.
pixie.
I'm hoping it's a different Pixie, because if it was the same Pixie,
Hey,
I would shit myself right now.
hey, next time we being a talk to him, like, hey, like, I wondered, do you know the same pixie of our pixie or civil, no, friend pixie, or is it a different person? Which one? And he said, like, oh, no, like, she's a she. And like, oh, shit. Like, oh, shit, we know the same person.
Yeah, because, like, so far, Pixie Storms is a she. He just said that his Pixie's a she. I'm really concerned. It would be so
His kind of
awkward if
moment
it
of,
was, the same fucking Pixie. Oh god, alright. Let's try to not die through this.
mm,
I need that. It's a good story. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to play this story for you.
This is Pixie from Next on Stage 1, and I have to tell you about a cursed
nope,
object that
different
lives at my
pixie.
mother's house. It happens to be a Mayan statue that we've had in the family since the 80s. I'm to be a child of 3, and we have always seen this statue up on the bookshelf next to everything else. We always thought it might be worth something. We thought about taking it on the Antiques Roadshow, having an antique dealer look at it, and it just turns out that it's to be a souvenir. It's not really worth anything more than, hey, it looks cool, it looks great up on the wall. One of those things. But my brother was always infatuated with a statue. He always told my dad, that statue's going to be mine. When my dad passes away, I want that statue. Hey, let me have the statue. So about 6 years ago, my dad died. And my sister was very gracious enough to oversee the family estate. Everybody got something. My brother got the statue that he's always wanted. It currently lives at my mother's house. And this item, the reason why it went from simple statue to cursed object is because someone decided to make the statue into an urn. About 2 years ago, my brother, for all of his terrible deeds, had done himself in. And I'm not going to go into that story, but let me tell you, it was interesting to find out that my sister had the mortuary place my brother's ashes inside of this Mayan corn god statue. And when I say cursed, I mean cursed. The name of the Mayan corn god is called Huin Napu. With that being said, my sister kept the
Wait, I know
statue
that.
up on a bookshelf at my mother's house. And there are other ashes of other people. And many people have died at my mother's house. And this is just one of those weird instances. After my sister decided that the Mayan statue was going to be his final resting place, she would just leave the statue up on the shelf and it would be weird. She lives there with my mom, her 2 kids, and her husband. The things that can be heard in the house have been footsteps, heavy breathing. The house gets dark, and the air, everybody seems to be more agitated and more affected when the statue is not covered. And one of the walls that my brother had in his bedroom after he had died caught on fire. There's one wall socket there, and nothing's hooked up. My sister has receipts about the wall that caught on fire by a professional electrician. None of the stuff was hooked up. So they're not sure why or how the wall caught on fire. There's been weird shit like that. Another time, there has been an individual that my brother knew that was his best friend. When he was staying at my mother's house, he had witnessed what went down. And he's a very quiet individual. He doesn't talk. He's not very aggressive. But when the statue is uncovered and this individual is there in the room, in the same room as the statue is present, he becomes aggressive himself. He starts speaking in a way that is unlike him and is more like my brother. And my brother is a very aggressive individual. So I cannot confirm nor deny what is going on in my mother's house. I do know the statue currently lives in a velvet bag with a towel wrapped around it in the darkness, because she says she doesn't want it out. She doesn't like what it's doing to the family. She doesn't like how everybody is reacting. The kids didn't know up until a couple of days that the statue actually contained their uncle. And it's kind of weird for them, so they're taking it in a different way. So I'll have to get back to you on that. My sister has threatened to have my brother come live with me at my dad's house, and I said no, absolutely not. I will not have him or his presence in my house. This is a house of peace, and it has been ever since my dad passed away. And that is my story of the cursed object. I did get to spend time with my sister and my brother for Christmas, so I hope you guys like this story. Thanks for listening. Thanks for having me on.
Wow.
What? What?
Okay,
I
I
told
want
you.
also want to put
That
something
was
into it.
so
Pause it.
weird.
Before they talk, I also want to add something.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like you also want to add something because the way you look like what the hell?
Yeah.
So first, whole brother was obsessed with it, right? Like
Yes.
obsessed. Like I wanted, like could you give it to me? That kind of is the same story of a dude who fell in love with a Mona Lisa painting. I think I'm saying it wrong. My apologize, but I think I did say it quickly, but I still have feel of a snot because I just got over a cold. Moa Lisa painting, like the woman who like sitting on a stool like and smile at the painting or something. Not painting. See, like
Mhm.
it said, this dude was obsessed. He fell in love with the painting of the woman. Fell in love with the woman, but the crazy thing later he died after that.
Hmm.
I don't know the whole thing. I just not know like this dude was obsessed for love and he went crazy and something. I have no clue the whole thing. Now the only two things I know. But this one, like over time, his whole brother become aggressive, like anger.
What's confusing me is that just when she mentioned that her brother wasn't aggressive, and now she's saying that he is, that he so-called was, like it's a very confusing story. But also, she said that in the urn contains the kid's uncle. But she said that her father passed. So I'm confused as fuck. That's why I was making the faces.
Like this kind of story, like we need a damn more information.
Like I almost like through my head, I've been saying, "Cool story, bruh," because like
Same,
it
same,
was like
same. I'm doing something else.
half
Like,
of the
dude.
shit she was saying was not really specific, but like really confusing as fuck. Cause like she says something about her brother, and then she says something else about her brother. So it's like, okay, which one is it? And then she said her father passed, but then she says in the urn is the kid's uncle's ashes. So fucking what kind of story is that? Like,
Well, okay. Okay, this is what I'm thinking of. What? This is what I'm
Mm,
thinking of. I oh like sometime I will come across interesting stories about the ghost stories in their family and I come across with. And this story right here do like 5% different things. Like, oh, his like her brother become obsessed and become like anger and like want to have it and want to keep it all to himself. And but now we find out it was a urn or some shit if I'm saying it
yeah, it
correctly.
was an urn.
But last time it said it said a statue. A statue.
Yeah, so I'm confused. Like, that is
Uh,
the reason why I kept making faces like, huh? Like, what
Like, what
the
the fuck is it? Like,
fuck?
is it a urn statue?
Is your brother actually aggressive? Did your dad actually pass away? Like, what? I'm so, like, huh? What? Fucking, that's so confusing as hell. But I'm curious on what they're gonna say about it.
Weird.
It is a crazy, crazy story.
Oh my gosh. So that so many aspects of that were strange and weird, but it reminded me of a story that a coworker told me. She doesn't work with me anymore, but she knew I liked, ghost stuff and that
Mhm.
like I watched paranormal. This is definitely before the podcast
That's
and
all
all,
we
but
watch.
she had these three statues that were almost like a live, laugh, love or see no evil, speak no evil,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something like that was like a trio of statues that was on a shelf on her wall. And she said only the middle one, like once a week, would be turned around,
Oh,
like
that's weird.
facing the wall. And she asked everybody in her family, like, did you touch it? Did you touch it? Did you touch it? Like freaking out. And she's like, what do I do? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I was like, maybe like try to put a camera on it if you're like really freaked out about it, or I don't know. But I could not imagine having someone's ashes in there on top of it already being weird.
I feel like ghosts have like a sense of humor or something.
Like, yeah. Like,
Uh,
oh, I'm just going to do this. It'll be fun. Like,
yeah.
what?
I mean, look, I'm the kind of person that if I died and I was able to be a ghost, I don't know if I would necessarily try to be scary so much as I would just float around to people and screw with them all the time.
I know
So
you
maybe
would.
we have this all wrong. Maybe ghosts aren't trying to freak us out or be evil. Maybe they're
Mhm.
just fucking with us. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I think it's a possibility.
Maybe.
But thank you, Pixie. The
Thank you
story
so
was
much.
just as incredible the second time.
Yes.
I got to hear the story in a little bit more depth, and it was mind blowing. And I really appreciate
Wow.
you sending that
Thank
in.
you so, so
And if
much.
you'd like to talk to us or Maximum Oddities or Pixie, everybody, we do spaces on Twitter pretty much every day around 5. And, various people pop in and out. So come check them out. And you can ask all the questions you want. We'll let you do that.
So today we are, like you said, back in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
And we're not doing a location. We are not doing a show.
Kind of doing a location.
Well, I mean, it's
Kind of.
kind of a location. It's not a building.
It's a lot of locations
Yes.
in one.
So this, if you've ever heard of the Bermuda Triangle, this is called the Bridgewater
The
Triangle.
Bridgewater Triangle.
Yes.
And it is spooky as shit. And I have been there. And it's well, I'll tell you what, I'll just jump into this.
Just go for it.
Okay,
Let's hear it.
The Bridgewater Triangle is an area of about 200 square miles within southeastern Massachusetts. It's in the United States, of course. It's claimed to be a site of alleged paranormal phenomena, ranging from UFOs, poltergeist, orbs, balls of fire, and other spectral phenomena, various Bigfoot like sightings, giant snakes, and something called a thunderbird.
Mhm.
Thunderbird.
Like the
Ooh,
car?
I heard about
That's what I was
all three of them.
Roughly bounded by the towns of Rehoboth, Freetown, and Abington, the area includes the Hockomock Swamp, Wildlife Management Area and the Freetown Fall River State Forest. These boundaries were first defined by cryptozoologist and folklorist Loren Coleman, Loren being a dude, Loren, who coined the term Bridgewater Triangle in his 1970 book, Mysterious America. Other towns within this triangle include Brockton, Whitman, West Bridgewater, Bridgewater, Middleborough, Dighton, Berkeley, Raynham, Norton, Easton, Lakeville, Seekonk, and the place that birthed this legend, Taunton. I've lived in like 4 of these towns.
I know. And honestly, in doing my bits and like writing down these towns' names, I would have never known how to pronounce them if it was not for you.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I got you. Don't worry. Just as long as you're not like a Worcester. It's Worcester, by the way.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, I've lived in a lot of these towns, and I actually used to almost daily hang out in the Bridgewater Triangle. It's where we used to go smoke funny cigarettes.
The smelly ones.
Yes. At the center of all this is the Hockomock Swamp. Okay, and this was the Wampanoag tribe used long before Europeans arrived. Before them, other indigenous people had inhabited the land as human artifacts have been discovered that date as far back as 9,000 years ago.
What?
From about 300 AD to colonial times, the native people depended on the swamp as a source of game. The Native Americans revered the swamp for all it gave the people and used it as like sacred burial grounds. The Wampanoag both worshipped and feared the area as the chief deity of death and disease, called Hobomok, was said to dwell in the swamp among many Algonquin tribes. Hobomok was destructive, evil, and usually in opposition to Cottontontuit. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's a Native American word. Good luck. They call him the great creator god. So he's like good, and
Wow.
Hobomok was evil.
Yeah.
But the way Native American deities work is like they're not all encompassing into one feeling. They're
Mhm.
usually
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
Laundry? In line at the deli, I guess.
because I'm part Native American. My mom really like wanted us to know that side of us. So we
Right.
went to a lot of powwows and we talked to people, which I just found out recently wasn't like something everybody did.
I couldn't believe you were serious when you asked me that question.
It just
You were
felt
like, you didn't do that when you were a kid? I'm like, what?
it just felt like I don't know. To me, it just seemed like something everybody did. But you learn that like the spirits of the land aren't they're not just good and bad. They're all of them, but
Right.
some are more good than they are evil, and
Right.
vice versa. That basically they can all turn on you in a second. It's really weird. Look into it if you're into that kind of stuff. It's super interesting if you don't already know about it. It's really awesome. The Wampanoag named the swamp Hockomock, meaning place where spirits dwell. Early colonists called it the Devil Swamp.
Ooh, creepy.
The Hockomock Swamp is pretty creepy.
I've seen videos. It's
Mm,
not a beautiful little lake or anything.
parts of it are.
I mean,
Don't talk about it.
stop
Hockomock will come get you.
it.
The Hockomock Swamp is the largest freshwater swamp in Massachusetts and is almost 17,000 acres spread across parts of Easton, Bridgewater, Norton, Raynham, Taunton, and West Bridgewater. In the 17th century, the swamp was used as a fortress by the Wampanoag people against invasion by early English settlers. During King Philip's War, it became a strategic base of operations for Chief Metacomet to launch assaults upon nearby English settlements. Now, I used a lot of Legends of America because man, they wrote it so well.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have to kind of go out of the box with this because I didn't want to be like the King Philip's War and that's it.
Yeah.
So a breakdown of the King Philip's War is the King Philip's War, also known as the First Indian War, the Great Narragansett War, and the Metacombs Rebellion, took place in southern New England from about 1675 to 1676. It was the Native Americans' last ditch effort to avoid recognizing English authority and stop English settlement on their native lands. The war is named after the Wampanoag chief Metacomb. later known as Philip or King Philip, who led the 14-month bloody rebellion during the 18th and 19th centuries. During the 18th and 19th centuries, Euro American settlers deemed the swamp to be worthless and attempted to drain portions of it to use as farmland. Also within the triangle is the Freetown Fall River State Forest, a large area of forested land located in, of course, Freetown and Fall River, Massachusetts, covering about 5,441 acres. This area was the site of the conflict between the colonial settlers and the Native American people beginning in 1659. The land was purchased from the Wampanoag people, and the town of Freetown was later established in 1683. Since colonial times, bizarre reports began to be told about the Triangle area, including giant snakes, strange creatures, ghosts, and missing people. In more modern times, reports include people having seen Bigfoot, UFOs, ominous black helicopters, mysterious balls of light, poltergeist activities, and even cattle mutilations.
It's a tough one to get out.
Mutilations. If I wanted to say mutilizations,
I don't think that's right.
Early on, the forest was said to have been home to a race of diminutive humanoid creatures known as the Puckwudgies. Here we
Puckwudgies.
go. God rest on his soul.
Yes.
I'll get into that later. Now, long known in Delaware and Wampanoag folklore, these troll-like creatures, generally described as about 3 to 4 feet tall, with smooth, hairy gray skin and large ears, have a notorious reputation for mischief and mayhem. They were once said to have been friendly to humans, but later turned against them. These evil little beings, these sons of bitches, have been blamed for people who have fallen from cliffs, disappeared, and mysteriously died.
Mm.
I think the Puckwudgie sounds ridiculous personally, but my stepmother, rest her soul, laughed at me when I brought up Bigfoot and swore Puckwudgies were real.
Oh, yes. I was there for that conversation. She says, "How dare you say Bigfoot's real? Are you serious?"
Oh, Puckwudgies is like a thing. It's only really known in Massachusetts, not even in New England,
I had
just
never
Massachusetts.
ever heard of it until she stepped foot in this house.
I
I was like, "What?"
I lived there. I was born there, and I had never heard about this until a few years ago. I
Mhm.
had no idea what a freaking Puckwudgie was,
Like
and
even the name itself is
sounds
like,
funny.
"What?" Like, what are
It's
you like? Are you're making this up,
it
right?
sounds all right. It sounds and looks to me like something from Chuck E. Cheese, like
Yes.
one of the characters of
Like
Chuck
one
E.
of the
Cheese.
animatronic things.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
I know.
Five Nights at Freddy character. In the forest, some places are seemingly possessed of some type of like dark power. One of the most famous places is an 80-foot deep rock quarry known as the Assonet Ledge, more simply known as the Ledge. This is a scar left on the landscape by the Fall River Granite Company during the 1800s. And here, people often speak of having a compelling urge to jump off the cliff. Some reports say that some people actually have.
Mm.
And this is stories like I have heard those stories because I
Mhm.
used to hang out at the ledge.
Right.
And people would always tell you, don't get close to the edge. Just don't get close to the edge because people will just jump off. People have just jumped off for no reason.
Just because they felt like they
Just,
needed to,
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. They just felt like, I don't know.
Like,
They just jumped off.
wow.
It's really weird. Actually, I spray painted up there once. I'm not proud of it, but I did.
I
And
mean,
look, there's
we were all kids.
it's lost in a sea of graffiti that had been there long before mine.
Mm-hmm.
They had, in fact, jumped to their death. Other people talk of feeling like a sense of dread when venturing near the ledge. It is said that visitors have seen ghosts there, that it has been it's been an alleged hotspot for Satanists and strange cults. And some have even seen UFOs.
Mm.
A similar site called Profile Rock, which I have a picture in my living room with me and my father sitting on top of Profile
Yep.
Rock,
Sure do.
also has a paranormal reputation. Located in Freetown, the 50-foot high rock looks like a human face. and the Wampanoag people have long considered the rock as sacred. According to native legend, the face in the rock formation is the image of Wampanoag chief Massasoit, whose son died at the very place the rock sits. Local legends say that the Native American ghost dancers are often seen in warrior dress, dancing around the rock, and that the ghost of a man has been seen sitting on the rock with outstretched arms, and other reports tell of a strange glowing orb of light being seen and disembodied voices being heard.
Mm. In the
Also,
middle of woods.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Ugh.
And this is like hard for me to like wrap my head around because I used to go out there with my family,
Yeah.
my friends, and you did always hear people tell stories about
Mm-hmm.
these very things, Indians, and there were times like if you sit up on top of the rock, you did hear what sounded like Indians in the woods. I
Just
don't
kind of chanting or drums or
drums and chanting and stuff, and then you hear like locals tell stories of like, oh yeah, I seen Native Americans out there in the woods and
right.
stuff. Like these are stories you hear like living there and things that you hear when you're out there. It's weird. I feel weird talking about it because like I never felt uncomfortable going there.
Right.
It was always like I tried to bring you there.
Yeah. We did.
Unfortunately, the rock has now the whole face is slid off of it, and you can't go out there, which
Yeah.
is
That
sad.
was sad because you have such fond memories
Oh
of
man,
that.
like I said, I have a picture of me and my father sitting on that
Yeah.
rock in the living room.
Yep.
Also located in the forest is the immense 40-ton boulder known as Dighton Rock. One of the greatest mysteries of Massachusetts, the slanted six-sided boulder is approximately 5 feet high, 9.5 feet wide, and 11 feet long. And for more than 300 years, people have wondered about the lines, geometric shapes, drawings, and writings that appear on the rock and who created them. Several speculations have been made as to who made these markings on the rock, including Native Americans, Vikings, and even uh, Phoenicians. How do I say this word? Phoenicians. I don't know. Look it up.
Phoenicians, maybe?
Phoenicians. They're an ancient Mediterranean
His wife say
civilization,
it better than he
but their
can.
identity has never been determined.
Okay.
So whatever. I can't say it. So what?
And
They can't even prove who they are. So whatever. The forest has been known as the site of various cult activities, which is said to have included animal sacrifice and ritualistic murders committed by admitted Satanists near Freetown and Fall River. Mutilated animals were found in the 1990s that were believed to have been the work of one of these cults. The density of the forest has also been used by other killers, leaving behind the remains of their victims.
Mm. Mm-mm. I don't like that. No, no.
It's a big forest. In November 1978, the body of Mary Lou Aruda, a 15-year-old cheerleader abducted from Raynham, Massachusetts, that September was discovered tied to a tree in the state forest. James M. Cater of Brockton, Massachusetts, previously convicted of kidnapping in 1967, was convicted of the kidnapping and murder of Aruda in 79. That was a big case.
Mm.
I just heard a podcast about this like a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
3 more murders which subsequently related to the state forest. In 1987, a transient drifter mistaken for an undercover police officer was murdered in the forest. And in 2001, 2 men were found shot to death on Bell Rock Road, which runs through the forest connecting Assonet to Fall River. 2 assaults were also reported, a Fall River man in 1991 and a teenager from New Bedford in 1998. I found it weird when I was
That
writing this because these were all times that I lived there.
yeah.
And like,
And that's I feel like that's a long stretch. You know what I mean? Like
yes,
from the 70s to the late 90s.
but these are just reported things.
Yeah, but I'm saying even just the reported things is a long time.
It is.
And yes, it could be vastly more than just that, but even just that is a lot. That's
It
a long
is.
time. That's crazy.
Well, then you'll be happy to know that other incidents include
Oh God.
hazardous waste dumping in 1996, reports of aggressive abandoned dogs in 2006, and reports of an escaped emu wandering the forest in 2006.
Weird.
In May 2015, a woman slid 80 feet down a cliff while spray painting graffiti, broke her ankle, and had to be rescued. And in January 2016, an illegally dumped boat was discovered. In May 2016, wire cables were found stretched across the recreational trails, apparently intended to cause harm to off road motorbike riders.
Oh, no.
More strange history has occurred over the years in the remote brush and impenetrable trees and vines of the Hockomock Swamp. In addition to natural dangers such as quicksand, thorns, and sinkholes, visitors have seen ghosts, UFOs, strange beasts throughout the years. There have been many reports of a shaggy ape like creature, probably a Bigfoot, has been described as having a terrible stench. After one of these sightings, Bridgewater residents organized expeditions to search for the Bigfoot like creature, but they found not a trace of the beast.
Wow. I know that if you believe in Bigfoot,
I
he is
do.
very elusive and such. But you got to think like people are like, "Oh, but it smelled." Yeah. Of course it freaking smelled.
It's a Bigfoot.
I'm like, "What?"
He's a Bigfoot. If I don't shower for a day, I smell too. There are others who have seen other mysterious creatures in the swamp. Some, including a law enforcement officer, have reported seeing giant, black, pterodactyl like creatures with 8 to 12-foot wingspans. Some say this large creature is a mythical thunderbird, prominent in local Native American mythology, and others have reported seeing vicious red eyed dogs and giant snakes.
Hmm.
At Anawan Rock, named for Chief Anawan, who surrendered here to the colonists, ending the King Philip's War. Legend says that the angry spirits of native warriors continue to haunt the area, starting spectral fires and ghost dancing. Throughout the Bridgewater Triangle, numerous paranormal reports have been made. Mysterious glowing eyes of unseen creatures are seen in the darkness, and glowing lights hover above the trees. Native American ghosts are seen paddling canoes in the waterways. The ghost of a red haired hitchhiker is seen along a stretch of Route 44 in Rehoboth, and another ghostly phantom appears in the Hockomock Swamp near Route 138. I have heard the story of the hitchhiker, okay, so many times that me and my friends, we would go for car rides in the middle of the night down this certain stretch of road to try to find it.
What?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I swear. And there was always this like legend. I don't know if it morphed from this or if this is like a deeper dive into the story, but it
Uh-huh.
was supposedly said like if you drove down at night and you like looked in your rear view mirror, he would be sitting in your back seat. So we used to try this. We used to do this and never worked, but
That's
I've
crazy.
heard this story.
I'm glad you brought that up because I have a very
Oh yeah.
specific
Cool.
story.
Even better. Yeah, I remember the story. And like I said, we sought this out as younger people, and I
I
thought
bet
it was
I
cool.
would too. I would have
Well,
too.
this gives me like validity of the stuff that we used to talk about when we
Right.
were kids.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, okay, this really did happen. The area is also a hotbed of UFO sightings. The first sighting actually occurred in 1760, and numerous others followed. In 1908, a UFO sighting near Bridgewater was documented in local newspapers. In 1968, 5 people claimed that they saw a strange ball of light floating among the trees in wooded area of Rehoboth. In 76, 2 UFOs were seen landing along Route 44.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
Laundry?
Oh, two. Your nugget.
1994, a Bridgewater law enforcement officer reported seeing a triangle shaped craft with red and white lights. In the summer of 1999, a fast moving UFO accompanied by a loud noise was reported near Lake Nippenicket. I didn't say a bad word. It's Nippenicket.
Nip and nick it.
Nippenicket. There is no explanation for why this area has been affected by strange phenomena for so many years. Some say that the area has been cursed by Native American spirits because the land was taken from the Wampanoag people. Others believe that the area emanates negative and disruptive energy because of the brutal conflict between early settlers and the native people of the region during the King Philip's War, the bloodiest war per capita in American history. By the end of the war, nearly 3,000 Wampanoag men, women, and children were killed or sold onto slave ships bound for the West Indies. Some say it is haunted by these many people who lost their lives and their lands. Yet others believe that the area is a vortex or a window where the laws of gravity seem not to operate in the way that we understand in the natural world.
Hmm.
No matter what you believe, be it Bigfoot, UFOs, giant snakes, ghosts, or even puckwudgies, one fact remains, and that is that the blood of those people who had their homes and their lives stolen away, and in no matter the time that passes, the spirits of the native people will never truly die, and they have and will continue to defend their home for as long as the Hockomock Swamp holds the water they once revered and feared.
Ooh, that was a good one. I like that. There is so much here.
It's a lot of, I mean, we're talking about, I mean, look, I know outside of the US, people think we are uncultured and America doesn't really, we're new. We're a
Mm-hmm.
baby country. But you have to remember that a lot of us have Native American blood and they were here long, long before anybody showed up.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So for America being known as America is very young, but the land is very old.
Yes. And I think the land previous and the people previous were much more spiritual people than normal Americans tend to be. And I think that may bring up a lot of things and stuff that has just been poured into the land.
Well, I mean, that is the basis of Native American culture
Yeah.
is they're very spiritual
Mm-hmm.
and they they don't worship one god. They worship the land. And the easiest way to describe it is that where a Christian person prays to God, Native American people pray to everything that the land holds, the birds, the trees, the
Mm-hmm.
sky, the wind, the water. Everything is almost like its own god.
Yeah.
And it's just about that's why, Native Americans really do care for the land, because they believe that the land is what takes care of them.
It's beautiful. It really is.
It is.
It is. It's an amazing premise to take
It is.
on the land that you live in.
It is. And I have very strong feelings on what happened to the Native Americans and how they are all shucked away into some of the worst chunks of land
Yeah.
and given, reservations that suck.
Yeah.
And then are just treated like an outcast, whatever. I'm not going to get into that because this is not a political thing or
I
anything,
get it.
but I have very strong feelings of it. Look, I'm very white. I'm very Irish, but I do have Native American blood. And I
Mm-hmm.
grew up like my grandmother was very Native American. I just have some strong feelings on it. We'll get into that another time.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure you got some stuff you want to talk about.
I do. I do. I have some stuff. Now, you brought up a lot of things,
I did.
and there are a lot of things in the Bridgewater Triangle.
So many. We're not even gonna be able to touch on like even half of what's
I
out there.
know. And because I do spooky story parts, I have a bunch of smaller individual stories that touch on
Sweet.
a lot of the subjects. So,
Well, there's so many different accounts of paranormal activity. So.
and there's no way I could do it all in one story. It just sound like an all over the place weird
No.
thing. So I decided to break it up.
I'm
It's a
actually
little
glad.
different.
I'm glad you did it this way because I'd rather hear a bunch of different accounts and stuff because there
Yeah.
are so many things.
Yeah. All right. So the Bridgewater Triangle is a curious spot in southeastern Massachusetts that's known for all manner of wacky supernatural hijinks. You name it, they probably have it. I'm pretty certain that if you look hard enough, you'll find a portal to Hogwarts, maybe under a rock, next to a UFO landing strip, and across from Bigfoot's camping ground. It's a smorgasbord of alleged paranormal phenomenon, ranging from ghosts, poltergeists, demons, to UFOs, balls of fire, glowing lights, and a varying degree of monster type sightings. The site seems to be the equivalent of a fashion model runway for every cryptozoological oh my God, I can't say that.
Cryptozoological.
Thank you. Creature ever recorded. In all of these specific locations that are brought up in the Bridgewater Triangle, you have to remember that there are neighborhoods with families trying to live their lives, people who enjoy nature and like to spend their time in it, or just unsuspecting people who live in or are visiting the area. And unfortunately, some of them end up having crazy and unbelievable stories to tell. Story 1. One of the first ever recorded stories was a UFO sighting in 1760. It was just another regular morning in New England when a strange noise that no one could identify began echoing from the sky. Witnessers observed a strange, glowing shape above, bright enough to cast a large shadow in broad daylight. The light was reportedly seen in both Roxbury and in Bridgewater, Massachusetts, by multiple people. The local papers reported it, and it became the very first UFO sighting in the Bridgewater Triangle. It was the first of many strange incidents to come. Over many more years, many mysterious objects showed up in the skies. Even today, there are photographs and news reports dating back hundreds of years. On July 3rd, 1972, people in the South Shore area looked up in the night sky and spotted a strange sight. A large triangular object that looked like a baseball diamond was seen hovering in the sky. It was reported to be translucent and massive in size. The local naval base received numerous calls inquiring about the object. To this day, no one has any answers as to what it was. The object was reportedly visible for over a half an hour, and at least 26 people were confirmed to have seen it. Story 2. Certain Native American tribes believe in the Thunderbird, a legendary giant condor-like bird with great powers. In the Hockomock Swamp, there have been numerous sightings of giant pterodactyl-looking creatures similar to thunderbirds. In 1971, Police Sergeant Thomas Downey was driving near Bird Hill in Easton, Massachusetts. As he was patrolling, he claimed to have seen a 6-foot-tall creature with a wingspan nearly double its size. He watched the bird fly off and sat in his car in awe of what he just saw. He went to report it to the Easton police. They may have laughed, but he has stuck to his story all of these years. Native American ghost sightings have taken place all over the Triangle. But Anawan Rock, the site where the king was captured that led to the end of the King Philip's War, is known for seeing ghost fires. People see visions either off in the distance, close up, or around corners. Standalone fires would just be there. Some fires have even been seen in the middle of lakes. Story 3. This story comes from a man named Bill Russo. About 30 years ago, after working a midnight shift at Raynham Iron, he came home and decided to take his dog, who was a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix, for a walk. The walk started as any other walk would have until they started walking under the streetlights down Cynthia Street. That's when they came across something strange. He noticed his dog started shaking uncontrollably, like she was scared of something. At first, he couldn't see or hear what it was that was bothering her, but then it reached his ears too. It sounded like Ki-er, Ki-er, Iwan-chu. It was a very dark night, and under the streetlight, a big circle of light shone down on the pavement. And from the darkness, stepping into the light, came a creature. It was between 3 and 4 feet tall and looked almost like a stuffed animal, almost like a teddy bear. It was 100 pounds or so with a pot belly, its eyes a little too big for its head, and it was motioning to him, beckoning him with its arm to come closer. At first, he thought it was a kid in a Halloween costume, but he tried to talk to it, and it just kept repeating its crazy phrase. He said he wasn't scared because he was so much larger than the creature, but his dog was terrified. So they decided to leave when they got back, Bill had to think incredibly hard about the incident and eventually came to the conclusion that the creature was actually trying to speak English to him, and he believes it was trying to say, "Come here, we want you." Bill has always said he is not a paranormal guy. He has never had a connection to the paranormal, nor does he now. He says it was just a guy out walking his dog who saw something that stretches credibility. He is still not sure to this day what happened to him. Many people have said he may have encountered a pukwudgie, a legendary creature said to lure humans into the woods and near cliffs so they can fall to their deaths. Story 4. One of the most famous legends of the Bridgewater Triangle is of the red-headed hitchhiker on Route 44. A man was walking up the road after running out of gas. On his way to find a payphone, he saw a red-headed stranger wearing a plaid shirt and a backpack. He asked the man if he was in need of help, but the man was silent. Asking a second time, the man noticed that the stranger's face was contorted and ghostly looking. Out of fright, the man ran back to the car to tell his wife. When he got back to the car, standing outside was his wife, and she was terrified. When he asked what was wrong, she said that she had turned on the radio and heard deranged laughter and a taunting voice that called her by her name. To this day, cars that drive up and down Route 44
Pause that.
have spotted the red-headed hitchhiker, either walking.
Okay. Kinda. Let's add on to story 1, story 2, to story 3, story 4, and so forth. Okay. Before we keep going. So I want to say the Thunderbird. There's 2 different descriptions for it.
Uh-huh.
In the legend, in Baldi, I don't know where the Thunderbird is at. Some people said the Thunderbird is a color of leather and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
different colors, like for thunder and stuff. But I'm thinking of it like, wait, there's an animation about it. Do like all the crypto and all the creature in the world, and there is a Thunderbird there, but is a raven or crow like shape. Like I think about it, because it's black. It's had to be a raven or crow, but it got ability create thunder and electricity and stuff like that. But I don't know if this story is true or not. But people said it's supposed to be owner by one of the gods as a bird pet.
Interesting. And you know what's funny? Like, I knew everything else that they've mentioned, But that is my
Same.
first time hearing about the fucking
The red-headed
Thunderbird.
yeah.
Well, that too. But like fucking first of all, when they were describing the creature with the guy with his dog, at first in my head, because I'm a visionary, at first I thought I pictured like a giant fucking teddy bear, like
Well,
wanting to talk to him. But then when they said, something about the Puckledge, I'm like, that makes sense because I'm gonna show what a Puckledge looks like.
like because I always, well, not always, no. If you look on the map and you go to the city location and shade it in, and like there's a lot of location we don't know about. It's the same thing like in the ocean. We have no clue what's going on in the world. Even we see of people they think of a dude just walk down of you sure you did not take no drugs, or you sure you alcohol, or like you sick or something like that. They
Mm,
will like say like anything of you sure you did not say nothing. Like how I know my dog is with me, and I saw this weird ass teddy bear like creature making a noise and then licking its lips like fangs to try to eat me.
right. And here's the thing. When they described of like how like okay, first of all, yes there are, teddy bears that got eyes that's bigger than their fucking head. But with Puckledges, their eyes are not that big.
No,
Um,
actually, they actually
this
eyes.
is
Yeah,
this
like
is
that one,
what
like that one.
yeah.
Their eyes is actually black. They don't have
Oh yeah,
eyes. They look like eyes, but there's actually a big, huge black hole.
yep,
And all of this, now my guess, this all of this creature right here is a fairy creature, like a fairy tale creature, because they live in the woods. They will try to trick you, like the firelights, what those called fairy lights. Not
yep.
like fairies, but like tiny ball of light that float around. But people said it will try to guide you to safety or try to harm you. But they will do also cause fire because they can catch things on fire if they get too close to a tree or a human.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about that fucking hitchhiker though.
That sound like a witch. No offense. That sound like a
No,
goddamn.
no. Um, because here's the thing, right? At first, I was just joking around in my head, and I'm like, huh, sounds like plaid because the plaid shirt, possibly red
Wait,
and
Plaid
whatnot.
is a
And he
creature?
hikes, he's a fucking
Mm-hmm.
hiker. And I'm like, well, maybe he doesn't actually have red hair, but then, they said something about the ghostly face. I'm like, yeah, no, fuck that. And then, freaking the wife saying that, her name was being fucking mentioned in the radio? I
Wait,
have
what?
no idea
What
what to
part?
say about
Which
that.
part? Wait, what? Say that again.
When the dude came back to his car to tell his wife, she was already outside of the car and she was already scared of something. She was scared because some voice laughing and whatever
Okay, I did hear about
through
that.
a radio fucking said her name.
Yeah, I heard about that one. Um,
I don't like that.
I'm
Oh
trying
god,
to think of. thing is, there's so many creatures can actually do take spiritual like abilities. And they can actually use abilities like the spirit can to disappear and reappear into our plane, into the spirit plane. Now they can pop in and pop out. Now try to scare the living shit out of you. Now,
Right.
but this one is sounding more like ability of I don't know what, but I'm thinking of like radio liberation or something like that. Like they can control the technology of the like not just like technology, probably we control like phone calls if the spirit want to, or the like this entity want to. It can just use that. But because why I say technology, because there's some entities out there can news like it like if you have a phone call but this phone number is unknown, you answer it, it will have someone like a voice behind that end try to get you out
Mm.
of like comfort zone of like, oh look, that's sound like my mother, like like your friends or your brother or something. But go back to the
Right.
topic. Um, sounding this thing can actually mimic technology, like of the radio turn on, like and heard like a woman voice say like in a kind of way, like creepy voice. But
Yeah.
be honest, I have no clue. Like what here? Like what here? I could also bring this point. We were on a talk and we in Discord call. We will like have a lovely conversation. And you heard my voice and I heard your voice, but my voice say like something about like something like oh like you're a bitch or like something like that. And you turn like screw you like whoa what did I like what happened? And like I don't know what you say. You tell me I'm like I'm a bitch or something like that. Like no, I did not. I was quiet the whole time. Like, okay. Then like you turn
Yeah.
around, then like, and I heard you, and then like, you're a dope knob, or something like you always say. Like, screw you too. Then like, what? Like, you call me a dope knob, you whore. Then like, I didn't say. Oh my god. Like, and both of us realize that like, you did
Yeah.
not say it, and I did not say it. The bastard make us hear what we like gonna want to hear. Not because I have my headset on, and I don't know you have your headset off or not, but it make it is the same thing for this. The spirit want to make it them to heard, but the radio frequency is the only way to do that.
Right.
There's too many supernatural signs to then click play. I'm not gonna. But more creepy thought, the big teddy bear and coming out at the darkness. That is a fuck no, and just run to hell. Grab your puppy dog and
Fuck
hold
that
it.
shit.
Nope. I'm gonna carry my puppy dog on my shoulders. Like fuck that.
Straight up, just bolt running with your dog in arms.
No, I'm gonna heat over my that puppy dog on my shoulder. Like nope. Like run.
Yep.
Either being along the side of the highway, standing off in the distance, staring at the road, and some have even had him show up in their back seats while they are driving down the dark highway alone.
I told you. Sorry.
Story 5. When the police start getting involved, you know something is up. Beginning in the 1990s, the Freetown police started finding mutilated cows in nearby forests. Shortly after this discovery, 3 baby calves were found killed in the same demented way. They all seem to have been slain in a ritualistic manner, and it has been suggested that it was the work of a satanic cult. Those responsible for the mutilations were never caught, and no one knows to this day what group or individuals were doing it. Besides the animal sacrifices in the swamps and woods, there have also been other cadavers found, human ones. In 2014, the bodies of 2 women were found in the woods near the border of Brockton and Abington, Massachusetts. Many of their body parts were severed, including a foot, a calf, and part of an arm. The cadavers were placed on top of one another, and there were signs of ritualistic activities. Fortunately, this case was never solved. So the question remains, is this the work of one deranged slayer, or has the cult that mutilates animals moved on to bigger game? Some blame the mysterious cultists, but the police have never given any credence to that claim. Story 6. Multiple children have gone missing in the Bridgewater Triangle, and a few were never found. But one story does have a happier ending. A little boy named Alden Johnson was playing with his sister outside when suddenly witnesses nearby had heard a horrifying scream. When they ran to see what was wrong, the boy was suddenly gone. Hundreds of volunteers and police gathered together and searched for the missing boy, but there was no trace of him. 24 hours had passed when a group of searchers witnessed Alden stroll out of the woods. He was carrying a bundle of mud and twigs and asked one of the rescuers if they would like to buy some flowers. Incredibly, he seemed healthy and claimed he had no memory of the past day. The only thing he did remember was that he was compelled to go pick flowers because he felt that they would make him rich. No one knew where he went or how he was unharmed in the swamp overnight. Story 7. While the entire Freetown forest is littered with dark energy, the most infamous spot is an 80-foot deep rock quarry called the Sonnet Ledge.
Ledge.
Or better known as Suicide Ledge. It is associated with a wide range of really weird phenomena, including ghostly orbs, UFOs, and worst of all, suicides and disappearances. There are an enormous amount of abandoned cars inside the quarry, and visitors frequently describe being overcome with a deep sense of dread and dark thoughts about jumping as they near the edge of the quarry. There are numerous reports of ghostly forms that have been seen jumping from the ledge and disappearing just before hitting the water. And others claim to have seen someone teetering ominously at the edge before vanishing right in front of their eyes. The area that the Bridgewater Triangle covers is so large, ranging from Bridgewater, Easton, Raynham, Freetown, Rehoboth, Dartmouth, and Taunton, and all the cities that lay in between. With so many varying stories of death, suicide, murder, Native American war, cryptids, extraterrestrials, ghosts, curses put on the land, and so much more. It is hard to believe the extraordinary amount of strange encounters said to have happened on this vast array of land. Whether you believe in it, some of it, or just one story, there is just too much out there that has happened or has been seen on this land. With an incredible amount of books, movies, museums, and documentaries made around this place, there has to be something to it, right? For an area to have collected such an incredible amount of folklore, stories, and sightings, is it even real? Could there be areas that collect the strange and attract the abnormal like a magnet? The Bridgewater Triangle certainly sounds like the place to start looking to try and answer at least a few of these questions.
Wow.
It was a lot. I know.
Dude, no, like I always love your stories, but every once in a while
Okay.
we do a show
Okay.
where I
Again,
legitimately
pause it.
on the edge of
Yeah.
One, he's not wrong. She's actually a much better storyteller than him. Much better, I will admit.
Okay.
And also, she's much better telling the stories now. I just remembered. If you hear
Mm,
it, she's actually a little bit better about give a little bit way about telling the supernatural story kind of way.
mm-hmm.
She doesn't have the blend of I don't believe this kind of shit. Like I know no one don't believe this shit, but we don't know going around the world. And also
Mm.
from the boy come out from the what the damn thing that place they
The
just name it
woods. I don't
triangle.
really.
The I'm gonna call the world's like the fullest Bermuda Triangle. Like I don't care. Like if there's a different name, bring it.
Okay.
But that's the same story, but a different gender, like different location, at
Mm.
Tokyo or Japan or somewhere the state of the country is. No, the state. There's a forest. It's called Suicide Forest, and I don't know how big it is, but it's
It's
huge.
pretty big.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
huge. So there's the same story, a different thing, but different the whole thing together. Like if you know about the story, but I think I heard about it on the Truth like TV show or the Ghost Adventure channel or something like that crap.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a story. There was a little girl from the village, and whole village. This village was smack dab next to it. Like I mean, you can walk into it from your back porch, a back door of your house. Like you can actually walk into it. So this little girl one day she like take her doll and walk into it. She was never be seen again. Her parents was scared to crap, was worried. They start have a search for her. They only found her doll and nothing else. Nothing else they can find. Even they search about 14 and a half of a week from now. They
Mm.
look and look for her. Even they take the whole village, even like from the county, from the cops and stuff. They did the whole sweep from the forest, to the other side and to not. So they cannot find her. Next week, another search day, they found her. What she's people from there saw her walk out. Time the parents run up to her try to embrace, but they stop. They look
Mm-hmm.
into her little girl eyes. It looked like the soul sucked out of her. She was not smiling. Even she have that dead pain eye, no life kind of way, like how psychopath would have. Not
Mm-hmm.
just blank stare. Not no smiles. She doesn't smile anymore. Not whatnot. I don't know what happened to her now, but not that's it. Like she's just blank stare, and they try to ask her like, "What happened to you?" And
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's it because I only know half detail because I thought that was spooky. Nah, but like a little boy come out like holding a stick and mud. That sound like he went to a different universe, like a different
Technically,
plane.
they said something about flowers, but
Nah,
yeah,
but
that's
but now I'm saying he was holding stick and mud, but say like, sirs, do you want to buy some flowers, please? Like flowers. Nah, those are sticks and mud. What are you talking about? So my guess is A, he was tripping balls. B, B,
he was
he
on
went a different.
some good shit.
He probably on the good shit. But B, he went to a different plane, like a different reality,
Mm,
because he come back. Now it probably like those stuff he have sticks and mud was flowers, but he come out of that world. It would just become sticks and mud.
mm-hmm.
I have no clue. But at this point, I'm thinking of that little boy. He's on the he's on that good shit. He's on that good shit. Holy shit! Like, what kind of drug is that?
Yep.
But to the point that
Fucking. Hmm?
I have no clue. Just what you say?
Basically, I know Jenna mentions that I believe she has a forest near her house. That is also technically called the suicide forest. Cause like once you go in there, you'll never get out. So
Hmm.
apparently it's everywhere. Sounds like, but like in different spots of the states and whatnot. So
Do you want to go
um,
in there with? Do you want to go in there with body cam, like cameras and stuff? Like,
hell
you
the
want to go?
fuck no.
Oh, where's your sense of
I ain't
adventure?
getting. I listen. I ain't gonna go in a fucking suicidal forest to fucking not be able to come back out.
No, it's gonna
Okay.
be a horror movie. We're gonna find the Twilight, the sci-fi movie is one of the sci-fi movies we're going in there. Like, fuck, I went into a different dimension. Holy shit. No, no. If we do go in there, you're probably gonna one person go to different forests and you turn around like, dragon, dragon, what the fuck, a cow? Like, dragon, like,
I
dragon.
will legit. I think what I will do is I will have one of you guys go in there by yourself, and I will give you a walkie-talkie. I'll also like probably put like piece of
Yes,
rope
son.
or something around you, just in case if I have to pull you back.
Like, like a machine and like pull you back and like yanking straight back out like, wait, like,
He just gets pulled fucking back out of
no,
the goddamn forest.
like each one of us go in there. Then so what you guys see? Like woods, woods, and I think I saw a frog. I think, but the frog goddamn big, and then like horns onto it. I think there's a frog. What the frog normally look like again? Then like that dude, I think that like a frog. Keep going. Like so, like you pull the two, like dragon. What do you see? And like what the fuck? The scenery's got changed. Uh, the forest got more spooky. There's blue light around, and I think I seen dark apparition in behind the tree, and like a creepy ass way.
Mm.
Nah, interesting, interesting. Then like, what else you see? Like I'm seeing something crunching down. I think it's big and growling. Well, shit, is actually a creature. Then like, oh, then like, dragon, dragon, like, are you alive, dragon? Like he on the road, like, the creature's chasing me. Like, fuck off. no, you no pull the rope. No, ah shit, yeah, and you hear it and it stops. Like you see something pulling on the rope. Like no, I want him. Then yeah, like the thing just grabbed the harness. Then let go, you bastard. I'm not your meal. Yeah, you smelled like death. Pull it pull it and went back and just fly back a styrofoam mat so we don't get injured. Uh, I lived. Then you see my body cover of dirt, leaves, you name it. Then where the fuck you went? Then I went into a weird ass fucking dimension. What the fuck is going on here? I found the portal. I don't like the portal. It went so you have no then the pen click the pen okay, explain what happened and now. Then how do I start? uh I heard a whispering. I look up. I was in a different scenery. The whole forest become more spooky. And it sounded like you were talking underwater. And and I see many creepy shit in there. One of the team how the fuck you not die? We heard something been chasing you. What the fuck? They're they're I think that you just remove the harness. You actually find claw marks on my shirt. The thing grabbed me and I tried to pull me back in. And and you move a claw. And dragon, is this yours? That's the fucking claw. The creature grabbed me. Motherfucker, tried to drag me back in. Then well, I'm not going back in there. Nope. Fuck off. I'm not going back in there. This spooky ass Blair Witch bullshit. I'm gonna stay right here.
Mm, I think it's got like around 12 or 13 minutes.
56,
Honestly.
9 minutes left.
Huh?
That's the minute, dumbass.
Yes, but I'm looking at it. So we're on 56 minutes and 49 seconds. It ends at an hour and 9 minutes and 2 seconds. So technically, we've got around 12 or 13 minutes left. Smart ass.
Yeah.
Right back at you.
By seat listening, and this was one of those ones.
Really? Because I absolutely hated it when I was writing it.
No, it was good. It was
Thank you.
real good.
Thank you. There was just so much, and it was just hard for me to figure out how to.
There's a lot with
put
this
it
one.
in. I don't know.
That was I've known about the Bridgewater Triangle for a long time.
I did not.
And I knew that. I mean, a lot of the stories, all right, if you go up north and you find people who have a paranormal story, 9 times out of 10, it's in this area. I can't find any reason why.
Right.
And now, originally, when we were doing this episode, I was like, well, I'm going to throw in the Colonial Triangle, the Bermuda Triangle, and there's one in China, I believe, called the Dragon Triangle. And I thought, oh, well, we'll just fit all these into one.
Do a whole thing.
There's no way.
No,
so look forward to it in the future, listeners, because you're going to get one on the Colonial Triangle and the Dragon Triangle.
I like these because they're so different than a place or, somebody's home or like an axe murder house or, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
And I think
axe murder house.
Yeah,
It's always an axe murder.
And I think that just having such a vast array of things on a stretch of land, no matter how big, no matter how small, it is so strange and so interesting and just intriguing to want to learn about just all the stuff that happens there.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we just kind of touched on it. There's so much more.
Oh, there's way more.
There are books from people who experience specific
There
things.
is a full documentary called The Bridgewater Triangle. And if you are intrigued by this story, go watch it. We watched it.
It's good.
It was freaking awesome.
It's good. And I actually read a thing while I was researching that they are trying to make a series, a TV series on
Oh,
FX about it.
I will watch it.
I know.
Name.
I
I will
was like,
watch it.
Give
"Ooh."
us name, damn it.
So yeah, I mean, this place is it's huge.
Mhm.
Anybody from up north knows how creepy this place is. I've been to the Ledge. I've been to Profile Rock. I've been to Dighton Rock. I've been to all these places,
Mhm.
and I've had a few experiences. Some small, some big. But I mean, even our story on Taunton State falls within the Bridgewater
It
Triangle.
does. It sure does. And
So
in doing my research, Taunton State came up quite a few
I'm sure
times.
it did.
Yep.
It's the blight of Massachusetts. Well, I mean, I think it's about time because, good God, we have told a lot of stuff here.
Yes. It's a
And
lot of information.
was a lot of information. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I wrote a lot. Shout out to legendsofamerica.com
They always have such good stuff.
and who were the other ones? Definitely Wikipedia. I always go
Hello.
to the great Wikipedia. Yeah, mainly those. I mean, Legends of
Computer,
America, if
not a
you don't know
very
about
good
that website,
source
go check it out. Everything
material.
you ever want to know about like haunted stuff and historical stuff is on
Mhm.
there. And I don't know who's writing it, but good God, they need to pay them more.
Yeah.
It is well written and it's fun to read. So check that out. Uh, I know we've got some good episodes coming up. A little disclaimer to everybody who's been listening. We know everybody's a fan of all the big places, all the well-known stuff. But really, we were just trying to like get our foot in the door because we didn't really know what doing our own podcast was going to be like.
Yep.
So expect a little bit more obscure places, lesser known places, and stuff like that. Because I mean, what else can we really tell you about the big stuff?
Yeah, the big stuff's been told so
Yeah,
many
I'm not
times.
saying we won't do that stuff.
No,
It's just not.
absolutely. There are places that just have to be done.
Yes, it's just gonna. Well, they'll just be more far and few between
Yep.
because they've been done to death, and there's no reason for us to tell you again.
Mhm.
So, just throwing that out there for everybody. I'm trying to like get to the end, and we haven't even done
I'm like,
the
what are you
last part.
doing? You
I
haven't
don't
asked
know.
the question.
There's no more questions. We're done. All right, I'll see you later.
You bet, sir.
Oh wait, I'm back. I'm back.
Thanks.
I'm back. It always draws me in.
Thanks for that.
So, in for the booze tradition, I will start off by asking you, Megan, do you think it's real?
Yes, absolutely.
Just boom, we're
Yep.
just in.
Right out the
All
gate.
right.
I do. Now, is everything listed here and more? Are they all true? Probably not. But are there crazy and weird things that happen in a specific area that pull things in like a magnet? Yes, absolutely. I think there are absolutely places that could be like that and are like that. And I think there's more than we know. I do.
Oh, there's definitely more than we know because we're not very smart.
No. But now to you, Stephen.
Yeah, dude, look, of course I think it's real. I've been here. I've had experiences here.
Mhm.
And regardless of whether or not anybody listening believes or not,
Mhm.
there's a lot of unexplained things out there. You can justify it however you want, but until you've been out there and you see, hear, and get affected by these things,
Right.
it's really hard to explain. I am more of a skeptical person by nature.
Yes, you are.
I mean, I do believe in the paranormal. I just don't believe in it on a level that other people do.
Mhm.
And when I go out there, I wholeheartedly believe in it 100% just
Wow.
because I've seen things.
Yeah.
I've heard things. I know so many stories that come out of this area. Not to mention, you're talking about one of like the oldest areas in America.
Mhm.
You know, this is part of like the original colony
Yeah.
stuff. So there's definitely stuff going on out there. There are definitely cults. I've seen stuff out there like cult, like satanic cult remnants and stuff. People leaving
Mhm.
stuff behind. There's just so much crap out there. And look it up. Look it up for yourself. If you don't believe or anything and you think we're crazy, do your own research on this place. You will find tons of it.
There's lots out
Lots
there.
of YouTube videos. There's tons of
Yes.
YouTube.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
Exploring with Josh.
Exploring with Josh.
Yep.
Josh, if you ever listen,
He did a great video.
I keep trying to tag you on Twitter. I'd love to have you come on for an interview. I know you're busy and ultra famous now, but I mean, come on, bro.
Super good video on the Bridgewater Triangle, though. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Absolutely. That's why I'm shouting it out. It was
Yep.
really good. I mean, they lean into the puckwudgie thing a little bit, but I
We
have a hard time with the
need to
puckwudgie.
find that
That's my main
video.
hang up on the Bridgewater
Yeah.
Triangle. Look, I'm even like I mess around and say I believe in Bigfoot, and I kind of do. I believe in the idea of him being real,
Right.
I don't know if I'm sold on the fact that he is real. I guess the Pukwudgie wouldn't be any different. I don't know why I have a hard time with
I
that
don't
one,
know.
but if you look at pictures of it, it looks like a D&D character.
Yeah, I know. I feel like the Pukwudgie falls in line with like gnomes and
The
fairies
Jersey Devil.
and things like that,
But
I
listen, but
guess.
if you ask people in the Northeast, especially the older people, they will tell you it is
Everyone's
real.
like, "Oh yeah, hell
They'll
yeah."
tell you it's real. So I mean, you have to, there's got to be some kind of credence in that. Like,
Right.
there has to be a reason why they think it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is just a regional thing, of course it's going to sound ridiculous to everybody else
Right. Oh,
because
of
it's
course.
only there.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
but that's kind of like us in Florida. People are like, "Oh, you see gators and you don't run?"
no, we live here.
No, we don't. We
I
just look at them, watch them, and like,
swim with
but
them.
to people up north, like that kind of stuff's just normal.
Well,
Like
all right.
gators
Oh,
are to
all right. Well,
us.
here's another one, right? The giant snakes thing.
Yeah.
You're in the Northeast. There's no, you hardly ever see snakes outside of like a garden snake.
Yeah, see, that's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I saw one big snake there one time, and everybody thought I lost my mind. So it is what it is. But yes, I do think it's real. To I believe that people see UFOs out there. There's a lot of open country
Yeah.
land out there. I do. I couldn't believe in anything else or any other topic we do more than that one.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm that person that's like, as long as I see it with my own eyes, I'm
I'll
in.
believe it. Yeah.
So, anyways, that's it. Bridgewater Triangle.
Awesome.
Spooky freaking place.
Yep.
Go look it up, and
So much stuff.
you'll love it. If you love the paranormal, you'll love
It's
this
so
place.
good. There's so much of everything.
And you get to read cool words like hockamock and wampanoag.
I deterred from writing a lot of those in my story.
I now know how to spell wampanoag.
Nice. Perfect.
So where can they reach us, Megan?
We are at Instagram on Instagram. I don't know, we're at Instagram.
We are Instagram?
I know. Oh, I'm tired. We are on Instagram for the booze _podcast. We are on Twitter at for the booze and on Facebook for the booze.
Yeah, just for the booze group.
Yep. And if
not a lot of activity on Facebook for some reason.
No,
we gotta do something with that.
Yeah, I know.
And reach out to us, tweet at us, or hit us up on Instagram. Let us know. Would anybody out there be interested in shirts? Because like I want a shirt, and if I can get a few people who want them, I want a shirt.
Yeah, we can totally do
I want a shirt for the booze. We can set up a Teespring or something, but I'm only gonna sit here and edit shirts if other people actually want them.
Right. Absolutely.
So let us know. Like always, send us in your stories for the booze 12 at gmail.com. Like always, write it in if you don't want to have your voice played.
Yep.
Shit. Hit me up on Twitter and tell me your story. I'll relay it. I don't care. But send them in like Pixie did at the beginning of this one. It was awesome.
If you don't want your name used, you don't have to have your name used.
It's all up to you.
Totally up to you. We just want to tell people stories and get them out there and just share them.
It helps set the mood.
And we love reading them.
Yes.
It's one of our favorite parts when we get one.
We do. Yeah, so if you're hearing this by now, we're on the new Roadcaster, and man, there's not a whole lot of extra really news. But
I know.
Vacation. We're probably not going to record during vacation.
Probably not.
But I think we are about at the end here.
I think so too.
So
thanks for listening.
A little loud. All right. All right, everybody. We appreciate you listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. He's not wrong. Many things go on in the world. It's interesting. Your microphone is not on. You dumbass. Microphone is not on.
Shut up, I'm tired, alright?
I only heard you through your PC somehow. Like, like, hey, dumbass. Like, ma'am, your microphone is not on. You come to it.
What I was trying to fucking say was that I was not expecting him to, like, be like, yeah, there's no questions. Alright, bye. She's just like, no, excuse me, sir, you fucking
I like the part of like, no, like, sir, like his wife, then like, no, get back here and tell the people about him.
Get your ass back here. Why am I get? I've been getting freaking like 2 calls lately, and this is the second call.
I
Hello.
have no calls because some of them might be scam
Hello.
callers.
Hello. Hello. Uh huh. Uh huh. Sure it was. I don't give a shit. Fucking. I had a call during the fucking podcast being played, and I just did not fucking answer. I was like, straight, nope. Fuck you. Fucking honestly though, that is good. I'm actually kind of quite glad I did that episode because it's like towards the end of freaking Halloween.
Exactly.
So
And very soon here, I might play some spooky games. I'm gonna play more games, but very soon I had to let the dog out. Um, like exactly, and we need to find that video of that video he's mentioned, like there, server, like that one video he's mentioned. Like I think we need to find it and watch it, and also see for ourselves how spooky it is.
yeah, so I'm kind of surprised that we didn't get anyone in chat. That's a shock. That's legitimate, like the first.
Well, this is gonna what happen if you don't do stream so much.
Well, they already knew that we were taking off legitimate about like, 2 Mondays off. And we
And
already
also,
did 2 Mondays off.
and also,
So
tomorrow's gonna be Halloween, so they want to get all spooky games ready up, or get
probably
ready for Halloween.
I'll probably, get some people tonight if I do a stream tonight on my main channel. We'll see.
That is same thing
Oh,
because
that's a boost.
I want to play some spooky games, but I with my budget I cannot buy a good spooky game.
Mm, I already have a spooky game.
Really?
Yeah, Evil
I think
Inside.
I also have a spooky game, like The Feel Within. I don't know. I might have to check all my games.
Oh, horrible.
Eh.
Well, yeah, thank you for the people who are going to be, I guess, I don't know, watching
Wait.
this in the future. Or
And I know,
probably, overnight or some
and I
shit.
know, Silver Uncle. I know you're gonna watch
Steven.
it. Steven, nicest name.
Well, technically, he only watches it if he actually gets mentioned with the at mention. And that only happens if Ape mirrors the stream.
Now I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna put a hidden message in here.
Do it.
Your wife is much better storyteller than you.
Dang. The rose in his fucking bus, huh? I know for a fact that the next time he does come up here, I know for a fact he's gonna want to fucking something to fuck.
You probably want to come up here like, how dare you? Then like, well,
Like, no, excuse me, son. How
like,
fucking dare you?
well, it's not my fault because she's A, more funny than you, and two, yeah. She's much better storyteller. She had that kind of voice and that skill set. Tweed, much better story than you.
I'm so sorry if you threw your number.
You're not. They're like, oh. Like, this
Like,
entertainment.
oh shit. Shit's about to happen now, bitch. Alright. I'm gonna end it now since we just hit the 2 hours. So.
But bye, everyone.
Fuck was that?
I don't know. End the damn stream, woman.